one of my sort of commitment is eventually this world should be compassionate world on the basis strong conviction. We are same human being. Yes, different hairstyle, a different color, different shape of nose, but basically same human being, same human face. The other day, I think some of you, the other day there, I really feel, you see, much problem. You see, we emphasis, you see, different race, different nationality, and a political map, and unfortunately, including different faith. So now, due to these factors, create more problem. Who suffer? We, no other. So it is our own selfish reason, you see, to reduce these, also the divisions. So all these divisions, you see, on the level of secondary level of differences. We must go deeper level. So now my point is, so now your work should be increased and should be more active. So now I'm 82-year-old. Since last year, feeling of tiredness, I say, much increase. So you see more activities in different continent, in different country. I may not sort of participate. So I brought to my, trusted colleagues, not colleague, student. No. You know, since I retired from political responsibility, 2001, the Professor Samdorumchi then took the responsibility. So since then, is at the initial stage. So next 10 years, my position is a semi-retired position. Then 2011, this person elected. Then I totally now retired from political responsibility. So these, I can say my trusted friend, and also they knows my thinking. So now, although Rinpoche also, you see, now today his hair shaved, so otherwise it's a complete white. I'm older, but still a lot of black. So, because you see, our work continuously should be more active and sort of more meeting like that. So these two persons, I have full trust. You see, they, if your side and also concerns sort of government side, okay, then you see these two persons, either one, you see, can participate as my representative or my personal sort of emissary, like that.
So, Your Holiness, thank you for receiving us once again for the second annual U.S. Institute of Peace Youth Leadership Dialogue with Your Holiness. And I thought it would be interesting for you to quickly understand who we've brought. This year we have 25 youth leaders from 12 different countries that are affected by conflict, and they are all working hard in their own communities and countries to bring peace and harmony. So just really quickly to hear their names and where they're from.
My name is Ang Jo. I am from Myanmar.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Shabnam from Afghanistan.
Good morning.
Afghanistan. Oh.
Good morning, Your Holiness. Mahmoud Khalil from Syria.
Bayani Tambash, Dilpak from Kurdistan of Iraq.
Kurdistan.
Iraq.
Naji Musa, Sudan.
Sudan. Oh.
Good morning, Your Holiness. My name is Victoria from Nigeria.
Who was here last year?
Good morning. My name is Gail Dwayne from South Sudan.
Sudan.
South.
I'm Jeremy. I'm from the United States.
Bill Fitzpatrick from the United States.
Good morning. Imen from Tunisia.
Tunisia. Oh.
Good morning. Ahmed from Nigeria.
Good morning, Rasha from Tunisia.
Good morning. David or David from Colombia.
Colombia. South America, yes.
Good morning. My name is Aluel from South Sudan.
Good morning. Friday from Afghanistan.
Good morning, Baidevi from Sri Lanka.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm Gadwal from South Sudan.
My name is Darin Abbas from Sudan. Sudan.
Sudan.
Good morning. I'm Gharsanai from Afghanistan.
Afghanistan.
Tashik Alex Tin from Myanmar.
Good morning. Carla Coppell, United States.
Good morning. Diane Zeleny from the United States.
Melissa Nozell from the United States.
Good morning. Victoria Hudspeth from the United States.
Good morning, Cinderella from Syria.
Your Holiness, may peace be upon you. Mubarak from Sudan.
Stephen Colvey from the United States.
Reem, a Canadian in the Emirates.
Emirates.
United.
Oh.
UAE.
Allison Malofsky from the United States.
Libby Liu, U.S.
Aubrey Cox, United States.
Fatima Askira, Nigeria.
Good morning, Paula from Colombia.
Good morning. I'm Aden from South Sudan.
Good morning, I am Lord from Mesopotamia, Iraq, and Kurdistan.
Good morning. I'm Brie Lascota from the United States.
Good morning. Andreas from the United States.
Your Holiness, Hastiar from Kurdistan of Iraq.
Kyrgyzstan.
Good morning. I'm Nengele from Afghanistan. I'm Jonathan from Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka.
So, Your Holiness, we really cherish this partnership and the opportunity to work together on a shared mission of a world without violent conflict. This is the mission of the U.S. Institute of Peace, and I think we are very much aligned and share the conviction that we will not get to that world without the energy and the commitment and the vision of this next generation of peace builders. And we're gathered here at a time, unfortunately, where there seems to be increasing violence around the world, including even this morning in Texas and in many of the countries where people are coming from. But we have enormous hope. Gathering together, people are learning from each other, and the opportunity to be here with you for 2 days of dialogue is an enormous inspiration and gives people an opportunity to reflect on how they can pursue their mission more appropriately. And if you'll permit me, before we ask you to say a few words, I'd like to offer a special thanks to somebody who really helped make this all possible. So I'd like to say thank you to Mr. Siddharth Malik and his office, who worked with your office here and in New Delhi to make it possible for everybody here to travel by organizing all the visas. So a small token of appreciation I'd like to offer to Mr. Malik. Thank you so much for your help.
Thank you. Very good.
Your Holiness, over to you.
The other day, I mentioned, now these days, I usually say sound sleep 9 hours, at least 8 hours. So now these days, when I wake up, I enjoy 8-9 hours sleep. But during that 8-9 hours, how many people killed? A different part of the world. And how many children died due to starvation? So then feel, now the question, it's a sad situation there. See, we remain demoralized. That's not the human way. Animal, when they face some problem, difficult, they completely, because of the loss, their self-confidence and demoralized. But we are human beings. And particularly, these problems, who created these problems? We, human beings, ourselves. So then logically, if we make some effort with vision, certainly we can reduce suffering which we human beings created. And then on top of that, now scientists, of course, the last 30 years, I have serious discussion with scientists. And usually I describe myself half Buddhist monk, half scientist. I never participate in laboratory, but through conversation, like that. So therefore, now scientists, they say basic human nature is more compassionate. It's quite sort of obvious. All those troublemaker, killer, they also come from their mother. They also received immense sort of love from their mother. Without that, they can't survive. So I wish, you see, each mother, I think, should know their child, they eventually because their child become what kind of person. I wish the mother should know. Then eventually my child will be troublemaker. Then I think a mother should neglect. So we 7 billion beings, all from our mother, we received immense love. Then common sense, I think even sort of very high position or important people without much smile, remember like that, then you don't feel comfortable. When I myself also some experience, when I met some leaders, spiritual leaders, as well as political leaders, there's too much formality, like that. Then I really feel each minute very difficult to pass. When I met this person who really showing human love, and whether they sort of, because of the use the word or not, actually on the basis of sameness of human being, then we immediately become very close friend. So that's our common sense. Then scientific finding for physical health, peace of mind, very important. Now some scientists say constant anger, constant sort of hatred, and too much stress and fear actually eating our immune system. So these days I'm describing, we usually see, because of the try to know about hygiene of our physical. So now similarly, we also need education about the hygiene of emotion. So taking this line, then I feel, in spite sad things everywhere, including religious people, sometimes become troublemaker, including some Buddhists. I'm Buddhist. So therefore, in spite of that, there is a real sound basis of our hope. On that basis, instead of demoralize or pessimistic way, we must develop optimism. And with optimism, prayer, not the right method. I'm Buddhist monk. Each morning, about 4 hours meditation, prayer. But I don't believe, praying to Buddha will solve all the problems. No. Or pray to God, Allah, will not solve. So therefore, now, it is our responsibility. The other day I mentioned, how many people the other day? Oh, okay. So therefore now, there is a real basis to transform our world through more sort of awareness about our inner world, mainly emotion. What kind of emotion is positive and good for oneself and for other? What kind of emotion is bad for other and eventually very negative effect to oneself? So that's hygiene of emotion. Strictly not based on religion. Theist kasadimid kasa. Kasa theist, theism kasa. Secular way. According to Indian understanding, secular means respect all religion, then also respect non-believer. That's, I think, very realistic and very relevant. So, according, you see, India sort of the concept of secular, respect everybody, 7 billion human beings, same human brothers, sisters. I feel we can change our emotion through awareness, not through prayer, not through ritual. Simply use sort of this marvelous human intelligence. Analyze. If you carry this act, what benefit? Long run. Killing. Not at all benefit. The killer himself or herself also, you see, deep inside, will not be happy. And then problem. You see, use force. I think the chain reaction. And then all troublemaker, not weapon, not come from weapon, but come from here. Anger, hatred. So use force, anger increase, fear increase, result more violence. So the only way, problem which we human beings facing, must try to solve that human way with sense of human brotherhood, sisterhood. Then we can, I feel, we can develop this 21st century more peaceful, more harmonious century through inner peace, practice of love, which combined with human intelligence, holistic look. All those who troublemaker, too much anger or too much emotion, you see, they just look one-sided. Not at all. You should look more holistic way. So therefore, now I'm over 82 years person. Whole my life, not easy life, a lot of problem, a lot of suffering. And meantime, each day when I listen, like BBC or CNN, and or they, I cannot pronounce that properly. It's from Doha. I think they're very good, really very good. So when I look at BBC and CNN, sometimes they're a little boring. Then I just like that. So when you see, and look at that, too much problem, too much suffering, and sometimes cry. That's not a human way. Now we must act. We must think how to reduce that. The possibility is there, as I mentioned earlier. So that's my main sort of conviction. So now I'm just one human being, old person. Now, as I mentioned earlier, next maybe 10 years, and then no longer. So now you, youth, the people to whom our whole hope and trust remain on you. So please, now think, and from wider perspective, not from one angle, but 3 dimension, 4 dimension, 6 dimension. If I add this, what effect come? And today's your enemy. Also, you should look from different angle. Not so bad. Just from one angle, then they say, my enemy is very bad, very bad. The sooner, the better to get. But if you look from wider perspective and from different angle, then that very sort of intense sort of negative feeling can reduce. Like that. So I think like our physical illness, not just one absolute, related with many other. So we have to take more holistic way to tackle our physical health. Similarly, our problem must look more holistic way, and accordingly, more holistic way of approach. That's more human way of approach. Then this problem can reduce. So the other day I mentioned, because eventually this world should be demilitarized world. And then hopefully no longer any political boundaries. In this respect, I think English and American, or French also, You see, in a colony in Africa, some other places, so when they leave, you see, they border according to their convenience, not seriously concerned about the local people's culture or their sort of race or their habit. If we create a different country entirely based on their own culture, their own language, like that, I feel like that sometimes. You see, so this political map, boundary, eventually, I think without a boundary, without an individual country, one big world, union of the world. Of course, within my lifetime, will not achieve. I don't know your lifetime also. Will not achieve. But keeping this vision and make effort now, then after 20, 30 years, some new things may happen. So, that's all. Now here, one word, optimism. And more realistic way to look that I